Where the hell can I go? You know what? I'm gonna go into the gutter. Yeah, I'm gonna go there.
But yeah, I played the Call of Duty Black Ops 3 beta. I mean, the game doesn't suck. It's, to tell you the truth, it's kind of fun, but it's, you know, the same shit.
I have to survive this. I guess I don't think of myself as like, I don't know, like a real gamer. So it's like...
No, I'm not a real gamer.
Owie!
I don't know, what really constitutes as a gamer? I mean, to be fair. Like, because I might have a view of it that's completely different from you.
I don't know, you know what's weird about the gamer term? Like, we're the only group of people that kind of refer to ourselves like that. Like, what do you call someone who likes going to the movies a lot, you know?
An outdoorsman? I don't know.
Because it's more popular than it was when I was a kid. No! Don't use a fucking Pharaoh's Lockstone. I think it's just because everyone plays games now that it's like... You're always gonna have those people that's like, that are like, hey, you play the most popular stuff. You know? So it's like when I say no to these people who like are asking if I'm playing Call of Duty, it's like... I don't know, I always feel like I'm judged. Is that weird?
I think it's the community, you know, because like the people in my neck of the woods, they're very. I mean, it's pretty much the same idea. Like, if you're the Call of Duty bro, you really don't play anything else. But like, I find it so funny when I talk to those Call of Duty people, and then they talk shit about games like Monster Hunter and Dark Souls, and even like Pokemon in some cases. You know, and it's just like, what the fuck? I can tell you one game franchise that's now becoming way too many, is being way too mainstream. The fucking Lego franchise. Like Telltale, they had a great thing going. They made a Lego game like every 2 or 3 years.
That's Telltale?
And it was great. Telltale, oh my god, yes sir. Yes sir. That was fucking Telltale Games. They were sitting on a gold mine. They made a Lego game every 2 years, and it was great. The games were long, and now it's like Lego Lord of the Rings, Lego Harry Potter 5 through 7, Lego Jurassic World, Lego Friday, Lego Shawshank Redemption. Like, it's like everything is becoming fucking Legos, and the games are really poor now. Like, I don't know if you ever played.
I've been hearing, really, yeah, people have been saying they've been getting, they're
shitty.
They've been getting bad. Well, not that they're getting bad, but they're just, they're like rushed now or something like that.
They're very rushed. They're very quick. They're like, the levels are like 20-25 minutes a level now. It's just like the games are really vanilla and bland. Like when you played Lego Star Wars, the original trilogy. Like, that was a fucking game. You know, like, you didn't beat that game in a couple days. I know, this is the Lego game we're talking about. Like, now they're just shitty, and I hate it. Now they got this Lego fucking Skylander bullshit coming out. Like, ugh.
You little fucker.
I was doing some reading on new Lego Avengers that they're doing.
Yeah.
And they're pretty much doing the MCU. It's like, come on, guys. Like, cause like they know it's popular, and it's like.
Well, they're probably getting paid
the money
by the studio to do it, you know.
Probably. You know what spell is awesome in here?
Firestorm.
Profound Still.
Come on, Mohawk. Come on, Schmohawk. Where's the Schmohawk? I can't tell which one is him.
There you go. Wow, you almost bit the farm there, Bradford.
I got a little bit overzealous. Fuck you, rats. Alright. I can't join this covenant, unfortunately. So...
Can we make a pact?
Like a suicide pact?
No. I want to make a pact with you, and here's what I think. When the new Star Wars film comes out, we should talk together before we see it. And we should say, okay, Joel, Will, we're gonna go see it on this day. We go see it, and then after we see it, we should have a nice long discussion about it as bros.
You know, I'm gonna see it because I'm just
morally, you have to.
I have to see it, but you know this. I feel this way. Like I'm not a big fan of J.J. Abrams, so it's kind of like if his involvement will taint it for me, even though you know it is. It's very frustrating in a lot of ways, just because I was kind of telling you before. It was like I loved Star Wars. But when it came to making a new Star Wars movies, that's the people I wanted to see. You know?
Yeah.
I didn't want to see fucking anything from the prequels. Like, I didn't care, you know? I'm not even gonna go for that thing.
Well, you never know. You know, I'm not gonna give the film the benefit of the doubt or, you know, anything, but you never know. It could be, I don't know.
My whole thing is just like it's bittersweet because it's like yeah they got Harrison back in it, they got Carrie Fisher, but it's like I wanted to see them do it back then, you know? I didn't want to have to wait 30 years, you know?
Well, Carrie Fisher was going through like a drug issue, so maybe that's what happened.
Yeah, that's not why they put the whole shit on hold, bro. It's... I wish that was that simple.
Bro, relax. Fucking relax, bro.
Well, no, what I mean is like... it's kind of like with Mad Max. I was so nervous to watch it. I was really nervous for Mad Max. Because it's just like...
That was a pretty out there movie.
But I was happy that it was ended up being a good movie, you know, like because it could. I was so afraid it was gonna be shit.
I liked it watching with you. I wouldn't have liked it watching it by myself. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, and I get that.
The movie was funny because it was like hilariously comical.
I
can't watch that movie and take it serious.
I really enjoyed it, but I see what you're saying. But you know what I mean? It was just like it's like when they make a new Rocky movie or a new Rambo movie. It's like, hang on, my share play is gonna stop, so let me record this.
So Michael B. Jordan, that's the name of the guy who's playing the son. And I remember sitting in the movie theater watching the trailer, and initially I got that like taste, like when you just drink Diet Coke. It's like ugh. And that's only because of the last Rocky movie. But then, after it settled in, I was just kind of like, well, I guess we'll see.
Well, let me ask you this. Did you not like the last Rocky movie?
No.
Okay. How come?
How come?
I mean, I didn't think it was, like, great, like the original.
Oh, well... I'm not saying that. Like, excuse me if I'm coming off as if I'm saying the movie was shit. I'm just saying I didn't like it. Like I thought. It
oh
was
no, I understand that. I know that I was ready to make fun of it, and then I watched it and I was like, okay. I almost just fucking died.
it's like it was something that shouldn't have existed. You know,
I
it was
guess.
like the Taken 3. Like they shouldn't have done.
Well, my logic was I felt like it was a better ending to the series than Rocky 5, because like Rocky 5 as a last Rocky movie never sit well with me. You know?
Okay, how?
Because I hated Rocky 5. It was just a fucked up movie.
You got to insult him. You gotta do whatever you gotta do to get him in the ring. That's what you got to do.
It turns it into a joke, and I felt like that movie at least kind of went back to the roots in a way that felt more correct. So I was okay with it being the last Rocky movie, and that's all I mean by it.
That is a valid point, sir. And I accept that. But I gotta be honest though, I thought it was funny.
You know what it is also is that
It was funny.
with this Creed movie, I felt like that might have been a better idea after Rocky 4. Just wait and then do that. You know, like I felt like that would have been the more correct order of business. Like this idea, like I'll watch it just because I like the idea of Rocky as kind of like a mentor.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So
How old is Sylvester Stallone now?
oh, he's up there, Broseph.
Well, I know my girlfriend has a thing for some Michael B. Jordans, so I know she's gonna want to go see it.
Now, what was he in that she likes?
She liked him in Fruitvale Station,
The hell was that about?
which is
Was it about
it's a black movie. It's about I'm gonna sound like a fucking whatchamacallit, like the world's worst person in the world, but it's a film that was based on a particular incident where a police officer had murdered an African American at the Fruitvale Station in some place, and it was this big story because somebody had recorded it.
Oh, like Rodney
You
King?
know, it's like one of those police brutality things. So it was a film.
Oh, I think I know about okay, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. The film was based on an event, and Ash liked him in that. So. I thought he was a piece of shit, Johnny Storm.
Oh, he was that kid? You know, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I didn't see the movie, so
We can talk about it if you'd like.
yeah, actually, tell me a little bit about it.
Oh, okay, well, let me start off by saying I wasn't a person who paid admission to go see it. I saw it online. I found a website that was streaming it where you could watch the film. Not that I mind, you know, like, hate paying for movies I know suck because I paid to see Terminator and I knew it was gonna suck. But I knew Fantastic Four was gonna suck, so I saw it. For a comic book movie, I have to say I was really not impressed when I read the running time. Because it's only like an hour and 35 minutes, or like an hour and 40 minutes. And for
Yeah, you were saying that.
comic book movie, that's bad. Like, an origin story film is only an hour and 35 minutes. That is bad. So instantly I was like, okay, shit. The film as a whole, it isn't too bad. It's the ending, because it's very rushed. The whole ending scene and the whole fight, and it's very rushed. And they do a lot of fast traveling. They show you a scene 10 years later. They show you a scene 15 years later.
Oh, really?
They show you a scene. Yeah, they do a lot
Wait,
of fast travel.
with the characters getting older? Because they're all like babies.
Yeah, they do. They do something that was done in the original Superman movie. Where it was like they show him as a teenager and then they just skip ahead like a couple years, like they skip ahead 10 years.
But it's the same
That's
actors.
what everybody's doing now.
Yeah, I fucking hit this guy. But I'm confused, because you're telling me that the same actors play them when they're like in college and when they're adults?
Well, the beginning of the movie is them as kids,
Oh.
and then they fast travel, like 10 years later until they're like, you know, 13, because everyone looks like they're fucking babies. And they try to do really like corny, like little comical things. Like, okay, for example, in Johnny Storm's car, he has a flower power thing for Mario. He's got like a hanging thing above his like mirror. It's like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, they changed the names of a lot of people. Like, they don't even call like Doom. They call him something else.
Like he's not Victor Von Doom?
No, I don't think so. I forgot what they said, but it's actually pretty funny because the way they explain, you know, because Johnny and Sue are brother and sister, they explain that Sue was adopted.
Oh, so she gets adopted into
into a black family, yeah. So that's why they're black and white. So that's how they explain.
Wow, I kind of feel like that was bullshit, but okay. Dude, she didn't even like connect with me. All right, whatever, game.
Another thing that I found really funny in the film was everyone hates their dad. Like, Reed hates his dad because he was trailer park trash and he was mean to him and called him a nerd for liking science. It's like Ben Grimm's hated his dad because his dad didn't like sports, and then Johnny Storm didn't like his dad because his dad wouldn't let him go car racing, and then, you know, it's like everyone hates their dad. Like, everyone has daddy problems in the movie. They're just like, what the fuck?
Really?
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, everyone.
I mean, I like that as like a joke, you know what I mean? Because it's stupid.
They don't get their powers traditionally. Like, they do, like, the newer age Fantastic Four. You know?
No, I don't actually.
They get their powers in some weird way. Like, they basically go to some other planet. Like, Reed develops this thing that can send them. He basically creates the machine that Brundlefly created in the 90s. That sends them from one pod to another.
It was actually the 80s.
Or the 80s, excuse me.
You're excused.
Jeff Goldblum already did that. Pretty Richards like, got nothing on Jeff Goldblum. Yeah, you really didn't know that the ending was happening. That's how quickly it ended.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like, they get their powers, and then they have to, like randomly, they just fight Doom, and then that's the end. It's like, oh, well, shit, okay. Yeah, so it was just a very, very rushed movie. They did do a couple of cool things, like their suits, they give them the Future Foundation suits, which was a cool nod to the comics when they wore the all white. So they did little things like that I was like, okay, that's kind of cool that they did that, but for the most part, it was just meh.
Really? I'm kind of sorry to hear that.
Well, I know Fox's, they were losing the rights to the characters. Their contract was going to end. Like, they only had them for, like, 10 years. And if they didn't do the movie, they were going to lose the rights.
Right.
So that's why I think they just made the film, just so they can keep the characters.
I know the guy that made it kind of disowned the movie.
Oh, he did. Yeah, it was so funny. Everyone was talking shit about it, and then he was just like, yeah, Fox said I had to do this, and then, I don't know, peace. Like, he was just,
Wasn't he the guy that made Chronicle?
Yes. Yes, because Chronicle was perceived so well that
I didn't see it.
wow, why did this suck? I didn't see it either, but I know it was really well received.
I know that guy that played Green Goblin was in it, and that's about all I know.
And you know who directed that?
I do, but I can't think of it right now. Was that Edgar Wright?
Peyton Reed.
Oh. Yeah, how do I know him again?
Do you know what he... do you know what he did?
What?
He directed Bring It On with Kirsten Dunst.
Oh, that's right, you were making jokes about it. And you said it was good.
Yeah. It was fucking awesome. That guy directed Bring It On. Okay. Like, you don't recover from that.
I guess he did.
He totally directed Bring It On. Like, that was him. And then he did Ant-Man. Similar situation goes for you. Like, you weren't a James Gunn fan, and then he did Guardians, and you were like, oh my god, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't that into James Gunn, you're right. You know, I wasn't, I remember I felt kind of happy for him when the movie was actually good, you know?
Yeah.
I actually would say that I haven't been able to really appreciate that movie as much with repeated viewings.
Yes, you have said that. I, on the other hand, still love it.
You know what it was? It was fun for the time when I watched it in the movie theater, and I feel like some movies just work better watching it on a weekend with your buddies, you know what I mean?
It's pretty funny. I had a conversation with my ASM about time travel and stuff, and
Of course you
I
did.
didn't have an answer, and I didn't have an answer for this on why I could justify why it was better. But we were talking about movies that know they fucked up, and they try to go back in time to fix whatever they did. And I was talking, and I was just like, yeah, I was like, Fox knew they fucked up, so they made Days of the Future Past to change everything. Because basically what's going on now is the other movies don't exist.
Which is still...
Terminators.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, they're just rewriting everything, saying, oh, no, that didn't happen. But certain movies, time travel did work. Where they changed what happened, like Back to the Future.
Well, Back to the Future...
That movie.
Back to the Future... I mean, they weren't doing it to fix a mistake. They were doing it as a plot line for a sequel. Because it was about... Like, the movies were about time travel. So I don't know if I would quite consider that on the same page. What you're talking about is, like, using time travel as a device to rewrite failed sequels. Right?
Okay. No, you're right.
On a personal note, I still think that Days of Future Past was dog shit.
I agree, except it was the first time I felt I got to see the X-Men be the X-Men. Like, that was the first time I actually saw each character use their powers together as a team, like the show, you know? That opening scene?
I don't know, I kind of feel like they did that in X-Men too. You had like Jean and Storm. No, they did that a lot in the second movie. They did it. They tried to do it a little bit in the first movie, but really what it was is everybody kept fucking up, and then Wolverine had to save the day every single time. That was the whole first movie. Fuck these boxes. It's funny. I was watching X-Men 1. Well, the original X-Men. And, like, you compare Hugh Jackman and that to, like, Hugh Jackman and the Wolverine. When he's, like, he's got cuts on his cuts. You know what I mean? Like, he's totally trimmed.
Chris Redfield him.
Yeah, like, he was nowhere near that, like, jacked. And they turbo-jacked him.
That was the best decision they've ever done. Like, Hugh Jackman saved that fucking franchise. And what's, like, really shitty about that is like, the Wolverine was fucking horrible. X-Men Origins was fucking horrible. You know, like, but Hugh Jackman's just awesome.
I remember, you know what it is I remember reading X-Men when I was younger, and Wolverine was a popular character and he was cool, but like, he wasn't the end-all character. At least not for me. Like, for my brother, yeah, my brother loved Wolverine, and it was all about Wolverine. But, I don't know, I just kind of feel like maybe, there's too much Wolverine. You know what I mean?
I never liked Wolverine. I hated him. I fucking hate Deadpool. Like, I'm not a Kool-Aid drinker in that, like, aspect. Like, everyone, like, jizzes all over Deadpool. And he's the funniest this, he's the funniest that, and Deadpool. Like, fuck a Deadpool.
Well, you know what it is?
He wears the color red uniform.
I'll say this. For me, it's like this with Deadpool. It's like, when someone tells you a joke, like, 10 years ago, and you think, like, wow, that was a really funny joke, I then, like, you hear the joke 20 million more times, and like 10 years later some kid some adult who's like 18 or something talks to you about the same joke, but he wasn't really like alive yet when you first heard it, or he was like 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like he's telling you the joke, it's kind of like, yeah, it was pretty funny when I heard it when I was your age, you know what I mean? That's how I feel about Deadpool, because I remember reading those comics and it was like funny shit, but they haven't really, I guess, changed. You know, like Deadpool was always a ripoff of Slade Wilson anyway. He was basically someone like Deathstroke the Terminator made a character in Marvel that was basically a ripoff and named him Slade Wilson. No, not Slade. Wade Wilson is Deadpool. And he was the same exact character, but he was boring, so then they made him like, okay, now he's going to break the third wall, and he's going to be funny. And they kind of came into his own.
Yeah.
So for me, it's always kind of funny, because it's like, he's a character that started as a ripoff, you know?
I just hate it, because every time you talk to somebody who's into Marvel, it's just like, Deadpool, man. Like, fucking Wolverine, Deadpool, like, those are the best guys ever. Like clockwork. You're good. Just drink OJ. Oh.
No, I hear what you're saying, man. It's
Fuck.
yeah.
Can anybody like, you know, something different?
I don't know. I guess my whole thing is like Mikey my brother really likes Deadpool, you know, but he's like very like, yeah, he's a funny character. I like reading his comics, but then there's some dudes that are like really into Deadpool, bro. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I got his tattoo. Yeah, yes. We've actually known people like that, which we won't say because I'm recording this.
I've got Deadpool's face on my calf, on my arm, and yeah.
I named my first son Wade.
That shit is just so funny. And like I'll talk to people who are like into Deadpool, and I'm like, yeah, Squirrel Girl's a really cool character. What? Nah, you're gay. It's like, oh, okay, bro, sure.